assess Kyler's rehab up to this point. What's it like waiting for him to come back? And then it's a multi-part question. And then when do you kind of think he could start seeing the fielding in?
Yeah, and I think most importantly with that, Josh, is that we're focused on getting Kyler healthy, right? And that's you know, that's not in my area of expertise. I'm relying on the people that specialize in that, and they're doing a great job. And Kyler's doing a great job. He's jumped in, you know, feet first with that, and he's rolling on that. And so really for us, we're not sitting there looking at a calendar counting the days. Like when these rehabs, they're not a linear progression. There's good days, there's bad days. And so, you know, when Kyler's ready to be put out on the field, both physically and mentally, we're going to get him out there. We're not going to hesitate to put him out there. But until we get to that point where physically he's ready to do it, we're going to take it day by day and see where he's at.
Considering the picks you stockpiled for next year, you can appreciate, I'm sure, all the way too early speculation about what this team could do, especially if it gets two high first-round picks. When do those talks start to happen? You could have very difficult decisions, and yet fun decisions to make at some point.
Yeah, really. I mean, just to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter where we pick. It doesn't. So our scouts have already begun the process of preparing for the 2024 draft, and they started that process, quite frankly, the day after the 2023 draft ended. So our guys are working hard. You know, it doesn't matter if we pick where we pick, and we're going to be prepared to pick at any spot that we are. I mean, we have to be prepared. You guys have seen how the draft works. Like, you know, oh, that guy won't be there, that guy won't be. Well, we'll see. You know, we'll see. So, you know, really at this point, it's way too early in the process to say, oh, we're going to be picking here, we're going to be picking there. We're canvassing. Our scouts are going out. We're scouting the entire country, and just so we're prepared for the entire draft.
Are you prepared to do anything with those picks in terms of player, quarterback, for instance, or wide receiver, whatever you want to do?
Holy moly, man! I'm just trying to get through Tuesday here. Yeah, no. Hey, listen, every draft is the same. We scout every position equally. You know, it's not. We don't go into a draft saying this year we're all set at this position. We're scouting every position, no matter who's on the roster right now.
How much of a
I think to Bob's point though, like when Kyler is healthy, does he need to prove something to you guys?
I think everybody in this organization needs to prove something every day. I mean, we're all here competing. We're at the highest level. If all of us don't bring it every single day, we're going to get passed up. So whether that pertains to Kyler or specifically myself or JG or any other player on the team, I mean, this is a day-to-day business, and if we don't bring it every day, improve every day, find a way to get better, it's going to be a long year.
When you came in, how much of a priority was it to add to the strength and conditioning and performance staff, which you did, and how would you evaluate the impact they've had as we're here now completing the first week?
Yeah, I think those guys have done a tremendous job, and I don't know if it was so much of adding. It was just really building out the department as you know. It turns out it was adding, but I think it was just building out the department that could best serve the players and finding the right mix of individuals, the right guys that could serve the players, both training room, strength and conditioning, rehab, and those guys have really done a great job. And so, you know, it's nice that you've noticed that. I mean, I think our players have really recognized the effort and the commitment that Michael has made to that area. You know, I think that's a growing field in all of professional sports, and it's one that continues to grow, and there's avenues to improve our players. So it's one that we're happy that we made that investment.
What's been your
For you personally, how special is this? This is your first draft class, so what's it like to finally see, you know, that product on the field?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, those guys have done a great job since the day they came in, and you know, we put a lot of work into evaluating those players, both as football players and as people, and to, you know, see them come in and give the rookies give the impact that they've given just in terms of dedication and work ethic and the time that they've spent. You know, it's great to see really that pay off. Now, hey, they're still rookies. They got a long way to go. You know, but they're going to have every opportunity, just like the other 90 guys on the roster have. So they're putting themselves in good positions to help us out just by what they're doing and how they're approaching their work.
What have you seen out of Clayton so far?
Yeah, Clayton's done great. Clayton's come in and he's approached it like a pro. You know, he's put in extra time. He's put in extra time with our coaches, with our players. You know, it's the toughest position to play in professional football, and really probably the toughest position to play in professional sports. And so, you know, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of extra time that you guys don't see here, the 2 hours of practice that you guys can come out and see. So Clayton's jumped in, as have all our rookies, all our quarterbacks, like they're putting in time that is required of that position. And it's fun to see him grow. Now, again, a long way to go, just like everybody else, but you know, I think the early starts have been promising on what we've seen from Clayton.
For him coming out of a system that was so heavy in the air raid, going to a pro style offense, what kind of adjustments has he had to make, and how has he handled that jump?
Yeah, and I think that's a huge jump for any rookie, and you know, we talked about that today with our scouts, just the idea of transition that these players make. There's not going to be a bigger transition that our rookies make than going from college football to the NFL. And some of those jumps are bigger. Some guys play at lower level of competition and have an even bigger jump to the NFL. So, you know, I think just seeing those guys and how they've adapted, I think that's an important aspect of this that's sometimes lost, is that you know, they're going up against guys that have been in the league for 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 8, 9, 10 years. So, you know, going through that transition, making that as smoothly as possible, that's important for every rookie, and those guys have really jumped in and competed at doing that.
Monty, did you get a hot dog in Laverne this summer?
I actually did. Yeah, brought the family back home. We made it home for hot dog night. It was a great night as always. I forgot what it was, 68th annual? I don't know. Yeah, I think upwards of 15,000 hot dogs. They didn't last long, but yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night.
Watching Gammon go through the process of, you know, his first training camp and his role, what has really stood out to you?
Yeah, I think just his big picture view of the entire football operations. You know, he's you know, as one of the main things that attracted us to JG, and just his thoughts and his feel on just the totality of the program, whether it pertains to training, strength and conditioning, nutrition, on the practice, the way we set up practice, the tempo that we go. And you know, Jonathan and I talk multiple times a day. His office is right down the hall from mine, where we're staying here for camp. And you know, it's been the communication's been great. It's constantly bouncing ideas off of each other, not just about personnel, about just how our processes and our structure are going around the organization. And he's done a phenomenal job. And you know, we're going to continue to grow, just all of us. But he's done a great job.
We'll make this the last one, okay, Bob?
I'll give that.
Gotcha.
How do you view the running back position across the league, and sort of what the issues and the things that they're talking about, those guys?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a hot button issue around the league. I know, you know, I mean, I think as we go through this, there's going to be ebbs and flows, you know, every year of you know, how the league is operating. You know, whether it's it's grown to be a passing league, and you know, but I've been on teams that have been run heavy, and so I've been on teams with New England and Tennessee, been run heavy. I've been on teams in New England that have been pass heavy. So, you know, I think there's ebbs and flows, and as it pertains to the running back position, you know, I think it's a market. It goes back to my economics days. There's supply and demand, and how high things are valued, and you know, unfortunately, it's a market that the running backs are on a downside here. But you know, it's hard to say what's going to happen. I can't predict the future of how that goes in the future. You know, right now they're battling through some things, but you know, the running back's a valuable position on the team, just like multiple other positions, and you know, it's an interesting one, and different teams are going to make different decisions as they go. So, you know, I don't have a great answer for you, other than, you know, we just got to survey the league and see how things are going, and you know, we'll have to make our decisions as it pertains to us, just the best thing for our team, and can't really worry about what's going on around the rest of the league. So, hey guys, great to see you. Appreciate it.